Imagine discovering a book that should not exist. A manuscript written in a language no one can read, a scroll describing secrets that defy history, or a text filled with knowledge far beyond its time. These books are not just old, they are mysterious, forbidden, and in some cases terrifying. Welcome to a journey into the top 10 mysterious books that shouldn't exist. In this video, we will uncover the shocking stories of ancient manuscripts, hidden codes, and cursed writings that still baffle scientists and historians to this day. Stay until the end, because number 1 is so strange, many believe it came from another world. 1. The Voynich Manuscript, the book. No one can read. The Voynich Manuscript is perhaps the most mysterious book in history. Discovered in 1912 by a Polish bookseller named Wilfrid Voynich, this manuscript is written in an unknown script and language that no one has ever been able to decode. What makes it shocking is that the book is filled with strange illustrations, plants that do not exist anywhere on Earth, women bathing in unusual green liquid, and astronomical diagrams of stars and planets that do not match our solar system. For over 100 years, cryptographers, linguists, and even artificial intelligence have tried to unlock its meaning. The CIA, the FBI, and even the best code breakers of World War II all failed. Some theories suggest it was an elaborate hoax, but the consistent handwriting, complex structure, and careful illustrations argue otherwise. Others believe it may be a medical or herbal guide from a lost civilization. And the most controversial theory is that it could be knowledge from extraterrestrials. No matter the explanation, the Voynich manuscript remains unreadable, its secrets sealed in a script no one can understand. 2. The Codex. Gigas, the Devil's Bible. Known as the Devil's Bible, the Codex Gigas is one of the largest and heaviest medieval books in existence, nearly 90 centimeters tall and weighing over 70 kilograms. It was created in the early 13th century, and legend says it was written in a single night by a monk who made a pact with the devil himself. Inside, the book contains the entire Latin Bible, medical texts, exorcism spells, calendars, and even magical formulas. But the most shocking part is a massive full-page illustration of the devil, something unheard of in medieval religious manuscripts. The handwriting across more than 300 pages is so uniform that many experts believe it was written by a single person, and the ink and parchment are consistent throughout. To write such a book alone in perfect script would have taken decades of non-stop work. Unless the legend is true, that the monk traded his soul for supernatural speed. Today, the Codex Gigas is preserved in the National Library of Sweden. Visitors report an eerie feeling when standing before it, as if the devil's eyes are watching from the page. 3. The Book of Soiga, John Dee's forbidden text. In the 16th century, Queen Elizabeth I's royal advisor, John Dee, discovered a mysterious book called the Book of Soiga. John Dee was not just an advisor. He was an alchemist, mathematician, and occultist who believed he could communicate with angels. The Book of Soiga contained strange codes, magical spells, and diagrams. But at the end of the book, there were 36 pages filled with encrypted letters and numbers that no one could decipher. Dee believed the book had been revealed by angels and could unlock the secrets of immortality. For centuries, the book was thought lost, until 2 copies were rediscovered in 1994, one in Oxford and one in London. When cryptographers studied it, they realized the coded tables were based on complex mathematical formulas far beyond the knowledge of the 1500s. And yet no one has been able to fully crack its meaning. Some believe the Book of Soiga was never meant for humans to understand, that it holds forbidden angelic knowledge too dangerous for mankind. This is just the beginning. We have uncovered 3 of the most mysterious books in history, but we are only getting started. In the next part, we will reveal even stranger texts, including a book said to be written by witches, and another that describes the secrets of the afterlife in terrifying detail. Stay tuned for part 2 of 10 mysterious books that shouldn't exist. And do not forget, subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. Which of these 3 books do you think hides the darkest secret? 4. The Picatrix, the Book of Astrology and Magic. The Picatrix is a medieval grimoire of astrology and occult knowledge, originally written in Arabic in the 11th century and later translated into Latin in the 13th century. This book is said to contain detailed instructions on how to harness the power of the stars, perform magical rituals, and create powerful talismans. What makes it mysterious is that many of the rituals involve strange mixtures of herbs, stones, and even animal blood. The book describes methods to summon spirits, control people's minds, and influence events using celestial forces. It was banned by the Catholic Church for centuries, labeled as dangerous and heretical. Despite this, it secretly influenced Renaissance thinkers, alchemists, and even scientists like Marsilio Ficino, who combined philosophy with occult ideas. To this day, some consider the Picatrix not just a manual of magic, but a book that connects humans with forbidden cosmic knowledge. 5. The Book of Abramelin, the Handbook of the Sacred Magician. The Book of Abramelin dates back to the 15th century and was introduced by a Jewish mystic named Abraham of Worms. He claimed to have received this book of knowledge from an Egyptian magician named Abramelin. The text is a guide for summoning one's guardian angel and gaining hidden wisdom. However, the process is not simple. It involves months of strict rituals, isolation, fasting, and prayer. According to the book, only those who complete the ritual perfectly can achieve direct communication with their guardian angel. Failure to do so, it warns, can result in summoning dark and dangerous spirits instead. The book has influenced many secret societies and occult traditions, including the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn and Aleister Crowley's teachings. It is considered both a path to enlightenment and a dangerous gateway into forces that few can control. 6. The Ripley Scroll, the Secret of Alchemy. The Ripley Scroll is not a traditional book, but a long, illustrated manuscript created in the 15th century. Named after George Ripley, an English alchemist, the scroll contains strange drawings, cryptic symbols, and verses said to describe the secret formula for the Philosopher's Stone, the legendary substance that could turn base metals into gold and grant immortality. The scroll is filled with bizarre images, dragons eating their own tails, crowned figures standing inside flasks, and rivers of blood flowing into golden chalices. Each picture is accompanied by verses that seem poetic but are heavily coded. Historians believe the scroll was meant to hide the secrets of alchemy in symbolic form, understood only by those trained in the art. Whether or not it truly holds the formula for eternal life remains a mystery, but the Ripley Scroll continues to fascinate scholars and treasure hunters alike. 7. The Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Secrets of the Afterlife. The Tibetan Book of the Dead, known as Bardo Thodol, is a sacred Buddhist text that describes what happens to the soul after death. Written in the 8th century, it is read to the dying and the dead to guide them through the transition between life and rebirth. The book explains the stages the soul experiences in the 49 days after death. It describes visions of peaceful and wrathful deities, illusions, and terrifying experiences that determine whether the soul will be liberated or trapped in the cycle of rebirth. What makes this book unique is that it is not just a religious text, but a detailed manual of the afterlife, unlike anything found in Western traditions. Some believe it holds universal truths about human consciousness, while others see it as a map of the mind itself. To this day, the Tibetan Book of the Dead is studied not only by Buddhists, but also by psychologists, philosophers, and even scientists seeking to understand what happens after death. We are now deep into the world of mysterious texts. But the final 3 books are even stranger. In the last part, we will uncover a book said to be dictated by demons, another filled with codes that could predict the end of the world, and finally, one that is considered the most cursed manuscript in history. 8. The Grand Grimoire, the Book of Demons. The Grand Grimoire is often called the most dangerous occult book ever written. Believed to have been created in the 16th century, it is said to contain detailed instructions on how to summon demons and even how to make a pact with the devil. The text includes rituals for calling forth spirits, binding them to one's service, and forcing them to obey commands. It even describes methods for creating wealth, gaining power, and influencing others through demonic assistance. Because of this, it has been banned in many countries and labeled as one of the most forbidden books in existence. Some believe the Grand Grimoire is pure legend, while others insist that copies are hidden away in secret archives. Whether myth or reality, the reputation of this book has given it a terrifying place in history. 9. The Prophecies of Nostradamus, the book that predicts the future. Michel de Nostradame, known as Nostradamus, was a 16th century French physician and astrologer who published a book of cryptic verses in 1555. These verses, written in poetic and symbolic form, are said to predict future world events. Supporters claim that Nostradamus foresaw major events such as the rise of Napoleon, the Great Fire of London, the French Revolution, both world wars, and even modern disasters. Critics argue that the verses are too vague and open to interpretation. Regardless, the book remains one of the most famous and mysterious texts in history. Its predictions continue to spark debates and inspire countless interpretations. For many, the idea that a man from the 16th century could foresee events hundreds of years later is both fascinating and disturbing. 10. The Book of Thoth, the Egyptian Mystery of Knowledge. The Book of Thoth is an ancient Egyptian text said to contain the wisdom of Thoth, the god of writing and magic. According to legend, the book revealed powerful secrets: how to understand the language of animals, how to see the gods themselves, and how to unlock knowledge of the universe. The story goes that whoever read the book would gain unlimited power, but at a terrible price. Ancient tales describe curses falling upon those who tried to possess it. Some versions claim that the book was buried with pharaohs to keep it hidden from humanity. While the actual Book of Thoth may never have been found, fragments and references appear in Egyptian texts and Greek writings, keeping its legend alive. For many, it represents the ultimate symbol of forbidden knowledge, a book that should not exist in human hands. We have now explored 10 of the most mysterious books in history. From the unreadable Voynich manuscript to the terrifying Grand Grimoire, from the prophecies of Nostradamus to the cursed Egyptian Book of Thoth, each text challenges our understanding of history, science, and even reality itself. These books raise important questions. Were they the work of genius minds ahead of their time? Were they created by secret societies guarding knowledge from the rest of the world? Or could some of them truly be connected to forces beyond human understanding? The truth may never be known. But one thing is certain: these books continue to fascinate, terrify, and inspire curiosity even centuries after they were written. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, do not forget to subscribe for more stories of history, mystery, and secrets that the world is still trying to explain. And now the question is for you: which of these 10 books do you believe hides the greatest secret of all?